Do you like simple men with a big broad build? Well, do I have the guy for you? Call today at the fake number. While he's not the sharpest bot on Velocitron, Crumplezone, not to be confused with the Minicon, is still a speedy guy with a strong design. Usually he relies on Ransack to be the brains, making the duo of Matt and Ryan from Super Mega. Usually these guys cause no more than a little ruckus, creating problems for other people. Sounds like a team of prank channels. Their plans don't usually go well as they're constantly at the hand of their comeuppance. Still, they're better to work with Megatron to slow down opponents. Crumplezone becomes this massive racer with 3 large wheels and massive ridiculous boosters for radical speed. It's strange, but even with the bulk of the arms and legs shown visible, excused by an imperfect alien form, it all comes together to make an aggressive vehicle that's actually very consistent in its own way. Yet somehow everything shouldn't work with this slimmed down front section and round cockpit, and massive back section that makes it look like someone merged a bike with a car. But I think because it's all crazy and tough, as well as fitting for the personality of the character, it all fits well. It's like an art project that starts messy, but when it all comes together, you start to realize that art should be open, because you could get something like this. And just add big-ass rockets for the hell of it. I feel like this is so close to being some version of a Batmobile if they made it in... Oh, you had the same idea. Taking the Cyber Key, you can attach it in to launch the rockets forward as massive cannons while swinging these large wings for the spoiler. If that's not enough, there's also a sound effect. Let's listen. Be careful, with the rocket swinging forward, it could wear out the mechanism inside. Also, these fins are pretty floppy, but you can push the tabs to launch the missiles. Taking a step back, really seeing this, no man should have this kind of power. Rolls amazingly, and I don't want to call this a car. I can't tell if it's that, a bike, a tank, or just everything. Giraffe with wheels, maybe? Crumplezone works in just being something crazy, but clearly something you don't want to mess with. There's so much that brings the strength and mechanical hardware of the design and gives it his own theme. Robot mode. Crumplezone really brings in that strong appearance while never overshadowing some of the major players. He's more of a tough henchman that got people's attention, just the boiler had away from being Bob in Overwatch. I love the cartoonish proportions with the tiny legs and chunky upper body. It's like a little guy wearing some huge jacket. He can come at you with a punch, but if he has to walk to you, it'll be a while. I love the slick feet with a wide base, wide torso, and bubble cockpit chest like he's pretending to be a seeker with tires, but I think the lower arms are just too long. Not that I don't get it, he's supposed to be big, strong Popeye, but with the upper arms being so short, bending the arms for a different look doesn't make much of a difference. Somebody infused technology with spinach, and sometimes science is a gem. Head mold's impressive, like a metal version of Bulkhead. Too bad about the panel it's on that doesn't tap in, but the jaw can move easily. Did someone say, articulation? Head rotates, shoulders up and down, another slight up and down, forward and back rotation below, elbow joint, another rotation, waist rotation, hips out and in, forward and back rotation below, knee joint, and foot moves. Posability is actually incredible for a figure of its time. Extra joints in the arms so he can crush from any direction, and even a waist joint, uncommon to the figures of the series unless it's necessary for the conversion. Although, watch out for the spoilers, one hit and they'll just flap everywhere. They just slide back, but just try to keep it in place. Crumplezone includes a speed planet key that plugs up his butthole to swing the rockets again directly in front with the same sound effects. Still able to launch the missiles, and it's surprising to see his tiny legs still carry the weight. According to all known laws of physics, there is no way that a Crumplezone should be able to stand. His legs are too small for his fat, massive body to be lifted from the ground. The Crumplezone, of course, stands anyways, because Crumplezones don't care what humans think is impossible. Look at how big they are! Soundwave, I feel sorry for you. Maybe he needs a jetpack to stay straight. Could you imagine him hovering? Does Crumplezone is Buzz Lightyear? There needs to be more Crumplezone. People still adore this character, but I feel he slipped into obscurity. This dull henchman has more value than you might think. He's just a fun, interesting design that's enjoyable. Wonderfully made, a great solid figure. There's a reason people still take joy looking back at this. Crumplezone would be good to get with his buddy, but on his own, he's still fine. Not much to complain, just a very impressive toy. I guess he could also be a good Bond villain.